Oh, come on in, people. It's going to be a hot one. Here we go. Hit that like, everybody. I haven't got time to do. Let's go. Come on, everybody. What's up, my people? Are you there now? Everybody, what's going on? Hit it. Yes. Yes.
Under siege, Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah, that's normal.
We have to slab it. Winston Churchill stood on the rooftops in London, very calm, making speeches. Winston Churchill.
He meant explosive in terms of fire. This isn't the let's read the book school. Heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your... Purge the anti-Semitism and pro-terrorism. What you doing? When they gaze upon Yosemite, they don't like the gas.
I had a beat off.
In his sock drawer. Action replays in magnified fortune.
Here I am like an idiot.
They said, oh.
Here I am like an idiot. Michigan gave us Motang. Here I am like an idiot.
Dumps. They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps. I had a beat off.
I've been involved in the two greatest scams in American history.
I felt really good almost after taking it.
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges. Here I am like an idiot. Where's Dick? Hi, Dick. Do we like Dick? Yes.
What?
Michigan gave us Motang. De-engineering.
Who wants people coming in from foreign countries?
I think people saw that loud and clear.
Again, the words are conditions. Christopher Columbus. Christopher, huh?
Oh, yes. Hit the like, everybody. We got to get started. So much to cover. All right, you know what? Screw it. I'm just jumping straight in here. We just got to do this right away. I don't have time for a big opening intro today. Too much to cover. Now, a little bit of backstory. By the way, hello, chat room. I want to say hi right out the gate. You are enormous and growing and fantastic, and it's the biggest live stream in the history of the greatest live stream that's ever happened. There are so many people in here. I don't know if you've noticed, but outside it's packed. The internet is full, and I apologize if your computer is running slowly lately, but it is all my fault. That's right. I blame myself. My stream has gotten too big. And of course, being that this is the greatest live stream in the history of the world, and of course I am Hal Sparks, your Hal Sparks for the next Hal Sparks hour of Hal Sparksing, and I will do my best to Hal Sparks as best as Hal Sparks can Hal Sparks for you, and that's what I do. Also, hit the like and the subscribe just so people know that you're part of the greatest chat room in the history of the internet. I'm starting to enjoy this hyperbole thing. You know what I mean? It's you get like a hyperbole boner. It's a good time, which I always have, and it never stops. I'm like Sting in hour 5. That's what I'm like. Anyways, hit the like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. It's Hal Sparks Megaworldwide, and all right. God damn it, this is gonna be a big one. You know, I'm gonna try to hold it together. Just trying to, oh boy. So, I don't know if you guys have heard, but one of the members of TYT has been going through some things. Okay, a little bit of introspection, circumspection, circumcision, contraspection. We don't know at this point, but a lot of navel gazing and going, ooh, lint. And in that process, this person who is a she, and she'll let you know, on all fronts, has decided she's done. She's had it with the left. Fuck you. And I would like to say to Anna, I will calmly await your apology, you fucking asshole. Okay, so backstory time, and then we will get to the fact that she has now made it official with a Substack post. And I want you to know, if there's a modern version of 2 stone tablets, it's Substack. So here's the story, if I may. Politicon. I was invited to do it once, and I crashed it a second time. But the first time I was invited to actually be on stage with her and a bunch of other people. And she was there happily defending Bernie and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And I was backstage famously talking to her and Liz Winstead. And Liz Winstead, bless her heart, who's a lovely human being, said at one point, I think it's clear when we're all talking together that we all support Bernie. And I said, actually, oh, sorry, Instagram will need to hear this. You're right. Go live. We are now live on Instagram. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show. Talking about Anna Kasparian and her leaving the leaving. So, so I'm talking with her and Liz Winstead, again, who is lovely. And I say, Liz says, I assume we're all voting for Bernie. She goes, or she didn't even say I assume. She said, of course, we're all voting for Bernie. And I said, actually, I'm for Hillary. Now, there's a myriad of reasons why I was for Hillary. The biggest one being is she was an eminently qualified woman who was the first woman running, and I thought it was about time, and she knows what she's fucking doing, and she spent the majority of her political life trying to, like, do things like SNAP, you know, for poor kids to have insurance and food and shit like that. You know, stuff I kind of like that actually fucking happened. And the right had pilloried her they pilloried Hillary for decades for that very reason. This bitch is going to give poor kids insurance and food. Fuck her. And so target on her back that entire time. Now, whether you feel like she goes far enough down a road or not is a political discussion. It is not an ethical or moral discussion. And if you disagree with tactics, that is different from saying someone is good or someone is evil. And the other thing is, she was going to be the head of the ticket, period, end of story. Bernie wasn't going to be the person. He was an independent. He was an independent before, and he didn't stay a Democrat. When he ran as a Democrat, he went back to being an independent. Sorry, run as an independent or kiss my ass. If you're going to caucus with the Democrats, become a Democrat, and push the Democratic Party in your way, you know, in that direction, try to direct it, or fuck right off. Now, back then I wasn't incendiary about it. I just preferred her. I had no need to fight against Bernie or any of his supporters. They seemed to be a little agitated and dickish a lot of times. But ultimately, I think a lot of us were like, whoever it was going to be, I would have voted for the Democrat because the alternative is Donald Trump and he's fucking awful, as we all knew, as we all saw, whatever. Anyways, really simple, though. It wasn't like I would go, fuck Bernie. If he becomes, I'm voting for Trump, right? I would, like, the thought never crossed my mind. It's absurd, right? So Liz says this, I assume we're all, she goes, and of course we're all voting for Bernie. And I said, I'm voting for Hillary. And at that point, Liz, to her credit, went, oh, okay. And just kind of nodded it off. And Anna went fucking dark. Like, she stiffened and got this look on her face like I had just told her that, like, I'd leaned in and said, Hail Hydra, right? So, or I actually, you know, I would argue that I didn't repeat. She said Hail Hydra and I didn't agree. Right? It's more like what it was. But she was fucking like, and from that point forward, She was meaner to me and rude and disrespect, just kind of obnoxious to me, more so than anybody. And fucking the backstage of that place was a pit of vipers. Glenn Beck was there. Robert fucking Davi was there, the guy who directed the Hunter Biden bullshit movie, which is the only like hard copyright strike my channel has ever gotten when I went over that movie and broke down its lies fucking sentence by fucking sentence. Remember that? Okay. So it was, I mean, she was in good company if you were looking for a bunch of assholes. And she was the fucking worst. And, yes, Anna is Hydra. That's where S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes Hydra. TYT is Hydra, disguised as S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. So, anyways, ever since then, you know, she and Cenk have been, you know, all about the Hal Sparkses of the world, that, right? Whenever I call them out on their bullshit, they always kind of extrapolate it like I'm part of a trend. And I'll have you know, I am the Hal Sparks of the world. There are not Hal Sparks. Nobody is responsible for what I say but fucking me. Get it? You understand? There's no Hal Sparkses of the world. There's Hal Sparks, and then there's the rest of the world can say what they want. But no, you can't like blanketly dismiss a bunch of people's thoughts because you don't like what I fucking say. Deal with me or fuck right off. So, anyways, and there's a reason why they do that, because it's, you know, it's because their argumentative structure is like trying to unclog a sink with a Vienna sausage, dickwise. It's lame. Anyways, point being is that all of a sudden, I mean, it's over. She has, I guess, experienced a slight taste of the shit she gave me backstage at fucking Politicon over this stuff when she and TYT were talking fucking voters out of voting, which is their whole fucking gig. It still is. Like, it's why they, and if you don't believe me, that's why they lost a third of their audience to fucking Jimmy Dore, because a bunch of them were, wait a minute, you told me she was a baby killer and now you want me to vote for her? And then they zipped off to watch his fucking dipshittery, right? Okay. Independent and unaligned. Hi there. By the way, this is a woman who has accused me of propaganda, of basically being a conservative, of like it's just like all the pejoratives that get used that she's fucking whining about in this stuff, and that like like Cenk is legit guilty of on a tax level most of the time. Oh my fucking god. She's like, I got these people came and they were so rude and online, and people at work, and like, yeah, asshole, that's how you treated us. This is, and okay. And she cops, I guess, some of it after Trump came onto the political scene. Yeah, this is all because of Trump. This isn't, yeah, lay it off on the fact that he stirred the shit. Never mind the fact that the TYT has been undermining fucking voting as long as they've existed. That's all they do. That's what TYT is for. It is to mute the vote on the Democratic side, to soften the vote and make people go, what's the fucking point? That's why. Oh, I have a hair on me. Is that going to bug somebody? I was hugging Chip. There, it's gone. You happy now? All right, where's my OnlyFans roller? I need it. Here you go. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wacka, wacka, wow, chicka, wow. What's up? All right, so after Trump came onto the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016, which she helped make happen, the us versus them mentality immediately took shape. Okay, first of all, hey, dumbass, this is the first time where the us versus them thing actually made sense. It didn't just start happening then. It became material in that, because Democrats want to preserve Roe. Trump and his crowd don't. Do you understand? There is an us and a them in this political situation. They're still political opponents. That doesn't make them enemies. But the distinction was really broad. It didn't get murky like, well, what's the difference? The uniparty? Fuck off. Anyone who refused to resist Trump was seen as a threat to the country. Not to the country. Again, women's rights and the economic future of every citizen, but not the country itself. I think the ground will still be here for the most part. And I was fully on board with that mindset. God, shut the fuck up. It all felt righteous at first. But eventually, the tactics deployed to fight Trump became repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless. First of all, fuck you. I'm very entertaining. It's not my fucking fault TYT is boring and full of shit. It's not, you cannot blame, quite frankly, whatever, Randy Rainbow or whatever, and fucking all the people imitating him, and even, it wasn't boring, it was really fun. TYT was repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless because, unfortunately for them, they all decided that, like, people still decided to vote, and Trump lost in 2020, which is why she's fucking mad now. Let's trace this back to when she actually started to decay. Right? Yeah, Randy's great. There's a bunch of really entertaining people, not just me, that are out there during this, right? All right. Just because Cenk is a fucking boorish asshole does not mean that the anti-Trump crowd is suddenly fucking boring. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? All right. Polling shows that he has increased his support among black and Latino voters despite wall-to-wall coverage on his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Okay. Maybe it's you, asshole. Maybe your commentary is so bad that it's worse. People respond to it worse than his actual racism. And by the way, no, they fucking aren't. Okay, this is what she links to. Donald Trump has doubled his support among black voters, new poll. This is the headline. You guys remember what I told you guys about the yeah buts? The yeah buts in these situations? Okay, check this out. Here's the thing. Morning consult poll of 11,501 registered voters conducted between August 15th and 18th on 2024 found that Trump has garnered significantly more backing from black voters compared to his 2020 run. Well, wow, that's interesting. I guess we should stop reading there. Unless, all right, the 2024 poll shows 21% of black voters supporting Trump, a 12% point increase from 2020 morning consult poll. The poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 1 percentage point. Trump's increase in support among black voters contrasts with the poll's finding for Democratic candidates. In 2020, then candidate Joe Biden received 81% support. According to the poll, the Pew Research found that black voters overwhelmingly support Biden in the 2020, with 92% backing his candidacy. So 81 to 92% is the idea. In August 2024, a poll found newly named Democratic nominee Vice President Kamala with a 72% support among black voters. While Harris still polls significantly better than Trump among black voters, she lacks the percentage growth seen by the GOP candidate in this survey. Now, let's get down to the survey. Specifically, the poll found that Trump's support among black moderates and black conservatives has increased significantly, doubling among moderates. In 2020, 8% of black moderates supported Trump, whereas 2024, the figure has risen to 19%. Now, how many people on a percentage level do you think would call themselves black moderates in the modern era? What do you think that number is? What do you think that number used to be? 1,000? In this poll, would they have gotten 1,000? How many now? 200? Okay, so what's the percentage difference of 20% of 1,000 versus 80% of 200? See what I mean? This is horseshit. 2020 had 8% of black moderates supported Trump, whereas 2024 the figure's risen to 19%. Okay. Again, in this poll of people who are calling themselves moderates now versus people who are calling themselves moderates then, it's just doofy. Among black conservatives, 44% now back Trump, up from 24% in 2020. The poll also found that the percentage of respondents had no opinion decreased by 5%. Again, black conservatives, people who are never going to vote for a Democrat, black or white, and who calls yourself a black conservative now? I'm dead serious. Do you think the number of people calling themselves a black conservative has gone up versus, I don't know, when Bush was in office, or even, quite frankly, when Obama was in office. Do you think there were more people comfortable calling themselves a black conservative during that time, or during the last fucking 3.5 years of Trump talking shit? See what I mean? Like, this is a self-label, a subset of a subset of a subset, right? And then this is a tweet of Kornacki. Poll among Democrats' advantage with Latino voters continues to shrink. 54-40, general election among Latino voters, that kind of thing. Okay, and again, volume is a big part of this. And it's always been split relative to this. And again, Latinos have always been largely socially conservative around gay issues and abortion. That's always going to be the winning part of it. And also, he's big with the pull the ladder up behind them on the lifeboat crowd. The Marco Rubios would be that crowd, right? Now that I'm in and my family's in, fuck everybody else. Like that crowd, yeah, is really big with that. Still, she's way ahead, and it's going to increase. And she's got a Univision interview today, and blah, blah. There's all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, back to where we were. Where is this? Dink. Here we go. Several years of media raising alarm over Trump's threat to democracy has only resulted in a tight presidential race between him and Kamala Harris. Maybe it's the both-siderism and the whataboutism that's done that. Maybe it's the sane washing. It isn't people yelling about how awful Trump is, quite frankly. It's the people going, yeah, but, well, but, yeah, but, yeah, but, well, but, yeah, but, well, but, yeah, but, right? Which is, by the way, the entire gig over at the leadership of TYT. I'm sure they have some ancillary people there who are very frustrated at the fact that they're on the Yeah But network when it comes to Democrats. Can't help but acknowledge that this only thing that was accomplished in resisting Trump was less understanding and more division among Americans. I personally became reluctant to challenge my side or engage with voters who disagreed with me. Reluctant to challenge? You were an asshole to them. It isn't even about engagement. You engage because you're a dick. In turn, I became less knowledgeable about the people in the world around me. All right. How many? I don't know if anyone even thought that was possible. I guess it is. You know, who can rule out CTE? I have no idea whether OSHA rules are followed at TYT's headquarters. There may be really low door frames there, and everybody has to walk through them. Like, fuck, man, eventually this is gonna do some lasting damage. MAGA, right. I saw Republican voters as an evil monolith, and that was a big mistake. Yeah, Hillary didn't. I don't want to be, yes, I do. I want to be a real dick about this. Hillary didn't. That's what the basket of deplorables comment was about. Right? There are people you can reach, there are people we can talk to, and then there are obviously people you can't. Let's say they're in the basket of deplorables. She said a basket of deplorables, saying that there is a subset of even MAGA that are they're fucking bananas. They're QAnon nutcases, and you're not going to reach them. But there are a lot of conservatives you can talk to. And she was pilloried by these assholes, including Anna, for doing just that. And then she wants to come back and I saw Republican voters as a monolith, and that was a big mistake. Well, then you owe fucking Hillary Clinton an apology. Because that was the point she was making. Fucking hell. Look, the reality is, yes, Anna's just obviously seen Jimmy Dore's $1 million house, and she's like, what the, how, hey, I want some of the hay. I want some of the, you give me the money. You give me the money. You give it to me. That's where she is. I'm just telling you. So, I guess, on behalf of people who consider themselves, quote unquote, the left in this, a good riddance to bad rubbish. To those on the right, they are never going to trust her. And to everybody in the center, we were the people that she mocked the worst. People who actually went, all right, well, I don't want to talk to the fucking basket of deplorables. But if you care about voting, I will argue politics with you. I don't want this to descend into fucking January 6th. And she, by the way, including like her side gig on the fucking Jacobin network, was like hoping and praying for January 6th and that it would spread and become awful. And we got burn the whole fucking thing down and we'll start from scratch. Fuck all the people that would be in trouble if there was, God forbid, a hurricane in the middle of that shit. Good Lord. How long before she makes her first PragerU video? I don't know. Right after the check clears? Jesus. So anyways, I thought that deserved a moment of attention. And I think now we need to play a little bit of a visit to Anna's new boyfriend. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where they're registered yet. I'm guessing at mystore.com. But they're going to need sheets. And lots of them. Anna Kasparian is divorcing her husband of some years and marrying Mike Pillow. I couldn't be more excited. Welcome to our side of the Hardee's parking lot, Anna Kasparian. Okay, let's do it.
Here, but one of our great fans, he's not here with us. He's here with us remote.
Jet.
We got Mike Lindell
My headphones don't work, and so I can't hear the things.
on
Hold
the
on.
line.
I gotta start
Mike,
and stop
talk
the
to
goddamn
us
thing.
about.
And we're back. Okay, good.
Days ago.
Yeah, isn't he just the most courageous man that ever lived? He's just amazing.
That's right. Yes, Donald Trump is the most courageous man who ever lived in a bulletproof fish tank.
Amazing, and to come back right there and show the people we can't give up. This is it, everybody. We've got to win this election.
Nobody knows how because we've still got the machines. We're not going to have paper ballots hand counted. Nobody knows. I mean, if they cheated when they were out of office, God knows how we're going to beat them once they're in office. I haven't really thought that part through. And my ace in the hole, Tina Peters, don't ask me where the hole is probably in the hole right now for spitting on a cop or something.
We've got to save our country, and I just wish I was there, Jack, with him and you.
You're not in the country? Oh, sorry. He's in Narnia.
And everybody, and we're praying for a great rally today and a great feud. What do we have? A month left here, everybody. So,
yeah, that's all. And then Jesus comes back, and it's the rapture. Not quite the rapture. It's like if Trump was the Messiah, it'd be the crapture. You know what I'm saying?
I'm encouraging everyone. If you go to LindellPlan.com, we've laid it out there how we can keep our elections as secure as we possibly can.
Yeah, go to Lindell and sign up for the email list, and then put in your credit card, and I will send you free of charge. Because I can sell your credit card number to other companies to keep my factory floors afloat because nothing's really moving. But I can have those things. But just fill it out.
Based on what the cards were dealt right now, because everyone keeps asking me, Mike, are they going to do it again? Of course they're going to try, but we.
Right. And last time they weren't even in charge of stuff. Donald Trump was president. Quite frankly, it's weird that there's a chance that we'll have less fraud in the election when Donald Trump isn't president. I don't understand.
We've got great things in place, and Jack, I wish I was there with you. And by the way, I want to bring it up, everybody.
I'd like to be there with you, but I'm what's the phrase? I'm on the lam. You see, I'm an unindicted co-conspirator with Tina Peters, and I just have to be very careful about what states I set foot in. I'm not quite sure where I even am. I told him not to tell me. This might be Canada. It might be one of my farms.
the War Room policy made it possible for me now to get back out there. I've spent the last few months kind of writing my pillow as we've been attacked because their CEO wants to secure our elections, and we're actually hired. I think it's upwards of
Sorry, aren't you their CEO? Oh, you mean me? Because I see. So you're speaking in the fourth person.
100 employees, new employees this week, and I really attribute that to the War Room policy's support, especially the last few months, which are great.
Wait a minute. Sorry. You're responsible for 100 of the manufacturing jobs we added in the last month under Joe Biden? You son of a bitch. How could you? How could you hire people now? You couldn't wait till after November? So we could say it was because of Trump? You couldn't wait? You had to hire because you had to fill those orders, didn't you? You had to just fill them. You fucking crackhead. What are you thinking?
Leader Steve has been in jail, and I promised him when he went in, we would break records here in the War Room.
President Trump almost
hang out. This is going to jump forward, and we can't have this.
His wanting.
Oh dear God, which one of these guys is higher or lower? Nobody knows. What the ever-loving fuck? Rob Schneider is live with a very fucked up Don Jr. Shall we drop in and see him? I love these guys. It's my favorite show. Fantastic. I remember when this guy used to be funny, and this guy used to be... What's the opposite of not coked out? It's not sober. That's never happened. But like when you're not... Before he was my pillowed.
Do this because your dad doesn't need this. Yeah. He doesn't need.
Well, but
yeah, the country doesn't need it. Nobody needs your dad.
But you don't need to be vocal either, right? You've had a great career in Hollywood. I mean, the great irony is I've enjoyed your comedy for years. Some of the characters you play, back when, I don't want to offend any friends you may have there still today, but back when Saturday Night Live was funny. I mean, you were there with some of the legends of my youth.
Yeah, that's why you're having to look at a list of the cast right now and a list of the characters because you don't remember either. Just saying.
Growing up, whether it's Sandler or Farley or these guys, and when I look at your...
They just made fun of Kamala Harris and how easy she got it.
Okay, well, so that's fine. Maybe they're coming back around. Because I'd love to hear your thoughts on comedic censorship, too.
It's an institution.
It's an institution. Yeah. Like the deep state, it's an institution. Fuck off, Rob Schneider. That's just goddamn embarrassing. How in the world is anybody expected to take that seriously? That's gross is what it is. It's disgusting. Hold on. I know I have a button here somewhere for this thing. Where is it? Oh, it's over in this business. I didn't mean to clip in on that because that's literally happening live. But this is just fucking depressing. All right. Now, Elon Musk, the world's second biggest phony, spoke at this thing. Unfortunately, I have that Occupy Mars shirt from years ago when he used to be, when I believed the fiction. This is Elon Musk speaks at historic Trump rally I think the historic one was the one where he got clipped. I don't know that this one was historic. It was just kind of blather.
Hi, folks. RSBN founder. President is able to put Rich Gold Group over your retirement.
I don't care.
He's a great gentleman. He's done such an unbelievable job for North Carolina, for Georgia, for Alabama, for Florida, for Tennessee. His name is Elon Musk. He saved...
It's pronounced Leon.
Free speech.
He saved free speech. Okay, what now? How? He said Twitter would remain neutral, and these literal and that there were too many bots. Now it's flooded with bots, and he's clearly taken a side, and he's got his hands on the levers of the algorithm clearly.
So many different great things.
Yeah, so it's almost too much, you know.
Where is he? Come on.
Where'd he go? Come on.
Come up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only.
Excuse me. Tesla would not exist if it was not for the Obama bailout for the big three. And Republicans, including Donald Trump was against the bailout for the big three entirely. But all the the voting Republicans were trying to strip out the support for electric vehicles. There would be no Tesla without that bailout. So if you ask me, was Obama a perfect president? I would say no in that regard, obviously.
The only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Hi, everyone.
A man who makes J.D. Vance look like the most interesting man in the world.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
So cool. Love you guys. Got my Diet Mountain Dew. This is so good.
Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And
as opposed to South Africa, where my family made our fortune on the backs of apartheid and conflict diamonds and rubies and emeralds. So, but anyways, never mind. Where am I?
You know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire.
That's right. Yeah. If let's say they come under fire and then their first impulse is to endanger everyone around them and take up time and resources to show off when there are people in desperate need of medical attention. To like if they were to make it all about themselves in that moment instead of just getting the fuck out of there so they can deal with the wounded and not have to worry about you being there so resources aren't diverted to you for any longer than they need to be. Right, yeah, sure, I agree, sure.
And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight!
Yeah, but for the record, when Biden walked up the stairs, A, he didn't fall down the stairs, but B, he didn't have 6 Secret Service agents walking around him making sure he makes it up the stairs. There is the distinct difference between those two activities. Also, have you ever seen Donald Trump walk down a ramp? For all of Biden's slippages, whatever, 2 of them that there were, I'd like to say for the record, at no point was there a general holding his arm as he went up or down any of those conveyances. Yes? All right. Just clarifying.
Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave.
Yeah, but also there are people who say aren't so brave that rely on the people who are brave. Like, I'll give you an example, like those who went to Vietnam and those who pretended to have problems with their feet to avoid it. I'm just saying, as far as you classify bravery. Also, there are people who get shot at in a lot of situations. Matter of fact, Trump points them out, who were behind him in the stands, who, when the bullets were flying, didn't move, right? And they didn't have 6 Secret Service people forming a human barrier, a barrier around them.
And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So that.
Yeah, there is. Complex problem solving. Test for what, motherfucker? What's the job? The courage under fire was shown by the Secret Service agents. That's not a president's job. We do not in the United States of America elect someone based on their ability to make decisions about tax policy or women's rights while being shot at. You are a very odd person.
Who do you want representing America?
Someone who's capable of making complex decisions and understanding a myriad of factors at once and negotiating the best possible deal from my political side that we can possibly get while not trampling on minority rights and eliminating the desire to engage in voting on the other side. I'm fucking with you. Somebody who can get their ear clipped while a firefighter dies and claim God wanted them alive. Probably that's better. So that's totally better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, I'm sorry, real quick. Did you hear there was a bunch of people in there yelling Kamala. I just don't know that you heard them. Because a lot of people were yelling Trump, but I just don't want you to say absolutely that there were other people. You know, I distinctly heard 8 or 10 Kamalas in there, so.
And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. You don't say. Of course, you know, imagine how women feel. I'm kidding. You can't.
This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech.
No, they don't. I mean, granted, both of these assholes think child porn should be protected under the freedom of speech. So, and they also think machine guns, which I would argue are to the Second Amendment what child porn is to the First, that should be legal as well. I am not a free speech or gun absolutist, and neither is any other sane fucking person, which is why, again, you want somebody who can make complex decisions into, you know, all right.
They want to take away your right to bear arms?
No, they don't. Just high-capacity magazines, bump stocks, and machine guns. And by the way, if you live anywhere near anything, you know, other than out in the middle of fucking nowhere in butt-knuckle, Montana, if you can't hit what you're shooting at in under 10 shots, you probably shouldn't be shooting around other people ever.
They want to. They want to take away your right to vote effectively.
Effectively? What he means is they're going to let a bunch of brown people vote, and that zeroes out your vote because of all the brown people that might be voting, because these brown people are coming. That's what he's talking about. That's what the effectively means.
You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting.
No, asshole. You get it when you register, or you do it at the DMV. When you register, you have to show it. You don't have to show it when you show up at the polling place is the difference. And you don't have to fucking photocopy it and send it in with your mail-in ballot. Why would you? It's just a lie. It's just a stupid lie. Like, it's a lazy lie, but they'll buy it.
I still can't believe that's real.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because a state ID, especially to physically vote, as opposed to coming in person, signing an affidavit that proves you are who you are. And by the way, according to Elon Musk's brother, they both entered the country illegally. But there you go. That if you insist someone have a driver's license or a state ID to vote in person, never mind the fact you could bring in your birth certificate or some proof of of identification to register to vote, especially if you're old and don't drive anymore and all that kind of shit. You can go into the, and vote and register to vote that way, prove you're who you are. But you don't need it when you actually go in because those cost money. There's filing fees. You can't get an ID for free. And until you can get an ID for free, requiring one for somebody who wants to vote is effectively a poll tax. It's making people pay to vote.
So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And
there is ID. There's just not photo ID at the point of voting. Also, we have random canvassing afterwards. If there's ever a recount, they'll go back and check on a random scale of these. Who the fuck wants to vote and wants to go to jail for 20 years for one random vote? But okay.
And free speech. Free speech is the bedrock of democracy.
Right. So label bots on social media in the United States then, I guess. Because people should know whether they're talking to a real person or a foreign entity or a robot, right? Otherwise, why are we arguing our political beliefs unknowingly with someone who is either doesn't have the right to vote and is pretending to be an American, or a digital program that doesn't have a voice or care either way?
And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have.
Well, there you go. How can you tell if like hundreds of accounts are saying something's true when you fucking know it isn't? But the volume of it, I mean, all these people can't be wrong, whether they're people or not, or whether they're Americans or not. Who fucking cares? The name says Johnny American, Ohio 2027. Yes, I am American who believes in Elon Musk is greatest warrior for the free speeches.
Have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
Okay, this asshole's just been reading his own bots. No, the Second Amendment is there so that the federal government doesn't try to take away all the inalienable rights. And if we're overtaken by a monarchy, we can gather state militias together and fight back. I'm just saying, it's not so you can fucking shoot your neighbor because they got you lost your fucking job for saying the N-word while ordering breakfast. Jesus, is that it? Hold on. Or they put an ad in the middle of it? Oh yeah, they put an ad. Okay. First of all, this is 2 gold ads in this already.
9-8 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America.
He's literally said we have to suspend the Constitution, and he wants to be dictator on day one so he can override the Constitution, and anybody who believes he would give up that power once he had it is fucking stupid, and especially if he believes he has total immunity to commit crimes. Piss off. I mean, it's just good. This is just diluted horseshit, which just tells you that this is a guy who doesn't actually do any of the work at any of his companies, is mostly like a loudmouth jerk off when he does show up for meetings, and the rest of the time he spends either jacking off, playing video games, or he's on his fucking phone. Not that there's anything wrong with any 3 of those activities separately. It's just, I mean, read a fucking book. In a fish tank.
Yes. This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have.
Okay. Why? Why for Elon Musk is this a must-win situation? Well, if you look at the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried, if you look at who's the crypto guy who got busted, if you look at the tenant media stuff, that once they start digging and Leon loses his, SpaceX gets in danger of losing their contracts because he's compromised unless he steps down, and then it does better without him. And the same thing of Tesla. Yeah, and then they start digging around in the economics behind this motherfucker. That's why it's a must-win. Because these veins that the Department of Justice is mining, this asshole knows where they go. They lead to him.
I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote.
Register to vote. Okay. Check your registration. Does this asshole think he's starting people from scratch? Quite frankly, is he starting from scratch? I'm getting the feeling this motherfucker isn't or wasn't registered to vote until like a week ago. Wouldn't you just say fucking vote? Bank your vote, vote early. That's what I'm telling everybody to do. If you wanted to get me a birthday gift a couple weeks ago, voting early is the great way to do it. I'm just saying, whatever your earliest day is, if it's already happened, please show me on Twitter or on Threads or on Instagram that you have voted, or say hi, I voted, and wish me a happy birthday, because it's a great gift.
Okay. And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote.
Okay, whether they're citizens or not, like if somebody knows somebody and they're not a citizen, then they should drag. What about the underage or a felon? Okay, yeah, them too. So everybody, just take people, abduct people. Sure.
There are only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now.
They're already registered largely.
Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote.
And how do you do that?
If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, that's what that asshole said the last election and the one before that. Just saying.
Nothing's more important.
It might be the last election these two assholes can vote in, because they'll both be felons by the time the next one rolls around.
Nothing's more important. So
it's always important, fuckwad. The fact that you just care now because you like that dipshit is very telling.
Get everyone you know. Everyone. So speaking to people out there, everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced.
Yes, this is you're preaching to the choir from a fish tank. We get it.
People out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream.
Yeah, they're not. This is on RSBN, dipshit.
You need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now.
Yeah, real quick, asshole. If they do that, and I'm for it, everybody should register to vote. I agree. Everybody should register to vote. You should talk to everybody. If they do, the majority of those people are going to vote for Harris. They are. They're not going to vote for Trump. Turnout favors Democrats. Republicans are against and are pushing, lowering the number of people who register to vote. They're kicking people off the rolls for a reason.
Now, only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And
Jesus, the dry mouth too. The baked the fuck out.
If they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being.
Well, obviously they could vote and get a provisional ballot in some cases. I'm not going to help.
Competitive for a reason, okay? So, nothing is more important. And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well,
because the uniparty and because everybody who runs the thing.
It does. Mm-hmm. Okay, it does. It matters.
Does.
And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin.
Mm-hmm.
So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site.
Swapthevote.com?
Double check that your registration is good. Don't take it for granted.
Because Republicans are kicking people off of voter rolls? Yeah.
I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway, more than anything, that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what we call first principles, which is a thing, like, if you really think about the basics of something, what is voting? But people registering to vote and actually voting. So, super smart guy. That's why I'm the brain dude. Because voting, we're going to vote. And voting is when someone is registered to vote, and they go and do it. And if they're not registered to vote, then voting is not going to be a thing. If do. So, pow. This might be some big brain stuff. I'm really trying to slow this message down so you little brains, you smooth brains out there can understand. Pow. How smart. So, there really should be like a phrase called like get out and vote. Get out and get something, the vote, maybe and vote, the vote. Just getting out some, like, where, and websites where I'm going to make a website where people can see if they're registered, and but do it. Bow. Pow. Hey. Boom. You know, because it's super or not. Yeah.
So thank you, and honestly, you want to just be a pest. Just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere.
It's something he knows a lot about.
Where? Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
You're sure the check is in the mail? It's like porn. If all porn was watching the dick go soft after. It's like if somebody's fetish was dick in a cold pool. Just so fucking. Oh my God. Fucking lightning. What am I talking about, man? Shit. I can barely stand up. That was so exciting. I didn't even smoke almost a cigarette out of that. Goddamn. Bottle that lightning. Eat this, Nikola Tesla. Fucking hook him up to a Tesla coil. See what happens. We don't need nuclear power anymore. We just hook fucking Microsoft up to Elon's gonads and power that shit for a century. Ba-bam! God damn. Whoa. I'm really scared he's going to motivate some voters. Are you? Are you really? Really? You're gonna put up that speech next to, like, Mark Cuban doing the hard push, everybody, everywhere? Like, Jesus. Just pitiful. You're watching House Sparks Megaworldwide because I think that shows taste and breeding on your part. Come on. Oh, the sad trombone bonus. I don't know why the laptop has decided it just doesn't like putting audio out or something on this thing right now. Just something's wonky happening. I mean, I need a restart or an update on pieces of software or whatever, but my sad trombone is gone. I don't know what I want. Why am I sad trombone? I don't know. ACD's nuts, right? Oh my God. So, all right, let's yeah, electric car, more like an electric personality, like electric excitement. This whole thing's electric. All right. Now, after talking to one of the greatest scientists in the world, we need sort of the religious equivalent, ladies and gentlemen, if I may, peoples of the peoples of the world, of peoples. Hold on one second. The Lord have mercy, and praise Jesus and pass the mashed potatoes. We have before us, friends, a gift where obviously Elon Musk has been blessed. He has been blessed with the big brains, with the big glowing bean inside the dome that giveth him the gifts of the Lord to perpetuate on this earth, on the earth plane, my Lord and my Savior Jesus Christ, giving him some of that brainly goodness. We're going to drop by, if I may, to a friend of ours, ladies and gentlemen, who knows a thing or two about the Holy Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, this person, I know what you're thinking, Hal, it's like Pinocchio if instead of a puppet, it was a fire hydrant. I get it. When will that fire hydrant become a real boy? Through the blessings of the Lord and the Holy Spirit getting a little side boob as Jesus trips falling down some stairs. And this, my friends, we will visit upon a moment where I'm glad we're all here to share it. Alex Jones, and it can happen to all of us, I don't want you to laugh, no mockery, friends, gets gobsmacked by the Holy Spirit, which I have now, full disclosure, I have been given an everlasting gobstopper by the Holy Spirit. I found it on the street. It was only partially suckled upon, and I was like, this is clearly a blessing from the Lord. And aside from a mild lip infection, I had a wonderful, tasty treat given to me by the Lord. And so I know what it is like to be wobbled by the Lord himself. And so, if I may, we can go to, yes, this is St. Paul when he was playing Notre Dame, and they were wearing the metal helmets, and he went without one, and he ended up with CTE. And that is the story we shall learn today, friends. With our different, please, as the plate goes around, please, if you would, visit your love upon the Venmo, upon the Patreon. Be a Patreon of ours. And, of course, blessings in the Super Chat to take good care of us. Get us some coffee and some dental floss. Praise be the Lord, if I may. And so, welcome. Follow me down this road as we see how Alex Jones was gobsmacked and spanked on the keister by the Holy Spirit.
I sense something.
Okay,
for an hour and 15 minutes. And about 10 minutes before I went on air, I was just hit with euphoria.
Usually that's how long it takes for ketamine to take effect, especially in suppository form. Praise the Lord.
I'm higher than a kite right now.
And we know why, obviously, because when those things start to dissolve, the colonic membrane is more absorbent even than the nostrils, especially in the case of someone who's burned theirs out as heavily as you have, all right?
I told the crew, I said, I'm not even going to be able to do the show. I don't know I just feel total euphoria. This is weird.
Yes, it's a combination of ketamine and post-traumatic stress. It is really, I mean, it's a magic pairing if you can get it. It's a little hard to coordinate both of them at the same time, praise Jesus.
I have, a few times I was like 3 or 4 years old, I have early memories of just having euphoria walking around the backyard of the house or whatever.
Well, you know, when you're a kid, there's a lot of reasons. When you discover your pee-pee for the first time, also when you've had that extra slice of blueberry pie and nobody caught you. Why are you playing music in the background? Now you're creeping me the fuck out.
And that's kind of how I feel right now. And then
That's how I feel right now. Oh, yes, Lord.
I was analyzing it right as we were going live.
He was analyzing
2
it.
minutes ago.
Hold on, wait a moment. You can't analyze everything. He was
having euphoria walking around the backyard of the house or whatever.
Right.
And that's kind of how I feel right now. And then I was analyzing it right.
Well, that's how you get the ketamine in your system, was you were analyzing it. He was Lord. He was analyzing it, which is different than oralizing it. It is the exact opposite. He analyzed it. Basically, he just took his two fingers and pinched them together and shoved it right up in there. A little practice for when you go to jail doesn't hurt, all right.
Right as we were going live 2 minutes ago.
You were analyzing, yes?
And I went, I felt a disturbance in the force.
Oftentimes I've said that when I've been analyzing.
The last time I felt it was in the presence of my old master.
I'm not gonna let you give me a copyright strike, you dumb motherfucker.
Everything they do is failing, and the tide is totally turned.
Yeah. I know. Hold on 1 second. All right, for the record, if I may. When all this shit goes up for auction next month, oxygen too, because I know it's gonna stink. We're gonna have to get it fumigated. I'm buying that fucking desk, and I'm changing the front of it to say infotainmentwars.com. Because fuck this guy. I can't wait for him to try and like make his own paper mache version of it in his fucking garage.
And a great weight lifted off of me. That's what it is. When you get hit with something so huge, and I was going to come on air and explain that, and I literally stumbled in there to talk to Ben because he'll type out what I want for the live show headlines.
Oh, Willie? Ben does that? That's nice. Ben, that's awfully sweet of Ben. What does Ben do the rest of the time? Just sits around in hot pants, little short shorts and a tank top, maybe a half shirt, like a break dancer from the 80s, roller skates. What else does Ben do? Besides type up your notes for the show. Is he the one playing the keyboard right now?
Because I was godsmacked, I guess is the word they use.
Gobsmacked, not godsmacked. That's that's the band.
He stumbled in there to talk to Ben because he'll type out what I want for the live show headlines.
You bet he does.
Because I was godsmacked.
Gob, in the gob, smacked in the mouth. That's what that means. Godsmacked is different. That's from a Alice in Chains song, where the band got their name too. Care not for the man who wanders, straw that broke your back, you're under. Now you know that none are blind to the lion. You think I don't find what you hide. What in God's name have you done? Stick your arm for some real fun. For the horse. Yeah, all right, you get the point.
I guess is the word they use for it. Is this what being godsmacked? Pull up the definition.
Fuck, you're an idiot. Godsmacked. God damn, he's stupid. Pull up the definition. Godsmacked means you got a backstage pass to see Godsmack when they played a club in Austin recently.
Of godsmacked. Poleaxe.
If you've been godsmacked with a poleaxe, then you are, I would see a doctor, preferably a proctologist who, I guess, specializes in analyzing and gaping incidents. Where is it? Hold on.
Moon River.
Mm-hmm.
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
It happened about 7-8 minutes before I went live. At about 10.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's not because of your fucking horoscope, dickwad. Nobody cares what time it happened. It doesn't matter. It was like fucking, not right now, obviously. Obviously, right now I'm fucked up and I can barely see straight. But earlier I was like, this is awesome. Now I feel like I think I'm actually gonna poop. This is so stupid.
53. I get a cup of coffee and I.
Yes, that'll often get your analyzing start to really crank up.
Walk in here to the studio. I'd already been getting ready earlier.
Fascinating. Really good. And I'm glad there's background keyboards.
And I just start like going, whoa, I'm having euphoria.
And like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm drinking that coffee I got from Joe Rogan that has mushrooms in it. Jesus.
It was because
you're an asshole and you're selling pseudo-religious claptrap to your followers because all your facts ate shit, just like Glenn Beck. So the two of you always default to this like phony neo-Christian horseshit because there'll always be a sucker waiting with their fucking mouth open like a baby bird for this bullshit.
Before I walked out of the studio.
Great, cool. Yeah, draw us a fucking map. Just fucking stupid. I'm dead. It's too much. Son of a bitch. Oh, I take it back. I'm totally convinced. No, I'm a true believer now. That's true. This is basically. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I'm just afraid to push the button because I know he's going to describe like step 3. And then I sat down. Just gonna okay. All right. I'm going to continue. I'll make it. Calm down. Fucking chat room. I'll be all right. Oh. Whew, hang in there. I'm afraid to push the button. I
just went, we're winning. And I've known we're winning, but I've had this weight on me. I've talked about it a lot, the urgency,
Yeah, that's what all the crying was about. It was a winning kind of a crying.
The incredible danger we're all in, and I just got thunderbolted, like.
Stop. All right, quit it. Now, all right. Look, I knew The Onion was coming back on the air, but I had no idea their AI was this good. Did you just hit Moses in the forehead? What was the smack in this?
Saul of Tarsus.
Arthur, King of the Britons. Yes, Lord. What are you doing? I'm averting my eyes. Well, don't. It's like those damn songs are so depressing.
This is on the road to Damascus or something. It's starting to dissipate.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah, it is hot. I will give them that in Austin.
Thank God, or I couldn't do the show. I mean, I'm talking.
Yeah. Sorry. Like the overlay of these drawings. I feel bad for poor Ben in there. He's like, hey, Ben, I'm getting this really like fucking, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of like it's a big fucking feeling. I'm feeling like, wow, like euphoria. Go pull up a bunch of royalty-free Christian illustrations from like 1976, 77 that we could put over while I'm talking so people don't see me actually doing lines. Woo! Feel good, Ben. This is, by the way, the Holy Spirit being Alex Jones's proctologist, not realizing that Alex was right. The sun does shine out of his own ass. Sorry. Oh, God.
Like, I've only felt.
And make them move. Don't just use static images. It'll be boring. I'm a king of programming. I know what people like. I know you can't create animations this quickly, but like, just make, do that Ken Burns thing. There are people, all right, quit it. There's seriously people who watch this shit. You're kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. Like, somebody watches this and goes, that's awesome. Oh, shut the fuck up. You can't, I can reset. Where's this? Hold on. Back up. Where we go? Where were you? Oh, back up here. They used multiple of these? There it is. Okay. So, we'll pick up where we left off. Oh, God.
It's starting to dissipate. Thank God, or I couldn't do the show. I mean, I'm talking like, I've only felt like this at vague memories a few times when I was.
I'm an idea man. I get these ideas coming in all the time. I'm like, I can't even fight them off. I'm like, so I put them in here, and I won't forget them. So, here's one. Hold on. Call Starkist.
Child feeling like this. This is a different feeling. And I'm always sharing it on air because that's what I do. Totally transparent.
Yeah, I'm totally transparent. I'm just sharing this. It's not because I've run out of shit to talk about, and this is really just a pity party for my ever shriveling dick, of a program. I'm only doing this because over the last few years, I've lost everything because I'm a prick, and I've tormented parents of dead kids, and I've watched Joe Rogan basically take my my business model and fucking run with it, and actually turn it into an industry, while basically looking like the younger, healthier version of me, but only barely, and we're basically both the same age. And I'm all dead inside. So, I mean, that's what you do when everything falls apart. Right? You just sit there and just blame everyone else and just kind of pretend to be happy. Is that how? I mean, it's what I do at a fucking cookout, so nobody comes over.
I almost chased guys in the office next door. I almost said, get in there and do the show for a while. I got to go lay down. But you know.
I almost said to the guy in the office next door, get in there and do the show. I got to go lay down. What are you? Isn't he next door to a dentist's office? I would love to see a fucking dentist come in there and go, I don't know, Alex Jones paid me like $800 to come in here and cover for him while he takes a nap. And I don't know, am I just supposed to read all this crazy shit in front of me? It looks like just clippings from regular newspapers, and I'm supposed to just what? Well, it's pretty normal or whatever, I guess, unless you all tie it together. Oh my God, it's the studio. It's got a magical spell.
You know what? I didn't. Decided to go on air. And
did you?
That's really it. It's just the Holy Spirit. God saying, hey, there's a lot of bad going on. There's a lot of good, but we're in control. God's in control. The good people are going to.
Hi, real quick. What the fuck do you mean God's in control? Shouldn't that be self-evident? Yes, I'm 55. Thank you very much. I am 6 years older than that nutcase. I'm 6 years older than Alex Jones. He's 49, I believe now. I don't know when his birthday is. He might be 48. This might be one of those times where I'm actually 7 years older than him or whatever. Just saying. Yeah. Alex, I think Alex is 49, isn't he?
Going to be in control. Things are going to turn around. The tide's going to turn. And
yes, it has, dummy. You're getting it. That's an old message. God left you a note on the fridge and you forgot to read it for a few weeks. The tide is turning. That note is from 5 months ago when you started to lose everything, and it was actually for the people you've been tormenting. Fuckwad.
I'm sure there'll be some other great evil that comes. I'm not saying we're...
Well, I mean, you're trying to create a new, I guess, InfoWars. So that's the next. There's probably going to be a next big evil, or as I like to call it, my next project.
Some utopia is about to happen, but I just had a huge weight lifted off me. I feel like a feather. It's just crazy.
You feel like a feather. What? Feather, you say? Not light as a feather. You feel like a feather. Like a feather. He floating for the very first time.
Yeah, that's it. Godsmacked. Overwhelmed with wonder.
It's gob smacked, you fucking moron.
Surprise and shock. Astounded. Several minutes later.
And apparently they've all been killed by the death ray from the Ark of the Covenant. Power of God or something. Fire. Light. Power of God or something. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along.
I touched the bottom. Please discover that Louise, despite all her experience...
This asshole asked his staff to look up God smacked. He said it several times that way. God smacked. And Ben, bless his heart, and we all feel Ben's pain right now, in the control room or wherever the fuck he sits in his little chair, his little shorts, and just sits there going, I hate your ass faces. 2-2 kick turn, 3-2 kick turn. It's like, he can't say, hey, Alex, it's gobsmacked. Gobba, you fucking moron. He can't do that. So he puts it up on screen so that not only can Alex mispronounce it, but he can misread it.
Experience exploring caves elsewhere in the world is as godsmacked as I am. This place is huge.
He keeps doing it. So, okay, so obviously everybody who worked there has quit because they got to go look for a real job. And so there are temps working there who hate his fucking guts. And so he keeps saying God smacked because he's a fucking dipshit. And what is this bullshit about you should be spelunking or some shit? Wait.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's it. Godsmacked. Overwhelmed with wonder, surprise, and shock. Astounded. Several minutes later, I touched the bottom. Please discuss.
Yes, I understand you touched your bottom. That's required when you analyze a suppository.
That Louise, despite all her experience exploring caves elsewhere in the world, is as godsmacked as I am. This place is huge and daylit, she says. Her face.
She says, she says, they're just using it in a sentence. This isn't a real story, you asshole. Wait, he thinks the examples? Oh, shit. That's good. This asshole thinks the examples they use, where they use a word in a sentence to explain it in a dictionary, are true stories. They're testimonials to the Lord Jesus Christ. And he's still saying Godsmack like a fucking moron. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Several minutes later, I touched the bottom, pleased to discover that Louise, despite all her experience exploring caves elsewhere in the world, is as gobsmacked as I am. This place is huge and daylit, she says, her face glazed with awe. First of all, okay, where are you getting? What's your dictionary? Is it this is the Pornhub dictionary? What's the follow-on story? Because I want to hear the rest of this. Where how'd she get her face glazed? Sorry. I can't fucking do it. You're right, Alex, dude. You're gonna win. This is what winning looks like. You're fucking winning it, buddy. Don't let anybody tell you look like a self-involved asshole who can't pronounce a commonly known word. Don't let anybody tell you that. The world is a better place if you live in your dipshit bubble like an unlanced boil on the ass of the world. Oh, God. Oh, okay. I don't even know. All right. I don't even know.
Blazed with awe. So they found a secret cave with light coming out of the top. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what happened in the story. They found a secret cave with light. It was yeah, that's what happened. They found a secret cave with light coming out of it. It was gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Oh, God. Oh, whew. Oh shit. Oh, God. I gotta recover. I got a half-hour show left. I gotta have hard. Oh, God. I love how this became like that in Merriam-Webster's definition of gobsmacked, the adjective, chiefly British, informal. That's true. And to all of our British fans out there, and I see you, and I know who you are, and no, I don't forgive you for fucking Rusty Trombone. Do you take him back right now? Don't let him come over here anymore. Or my friends in L.A. are going to throw him in jail for a crime he's actually committed. But Alex Jones thinks that the examples where they use a word in a sentence or a paragraph to describe what it means are true stories of a biblical nature about people who discovered a magic a magic cave with light coming out of it. Wait, I'm not kidding. Listen.
Is as Godsmacked as I am. This place is huge. Huge. And daylit, she says. Her face glazed with awe. So they found a secret cave with light coming out of the top. It's just gorgeous.
Did they? They did. They really did. You can't argue with that.
That's interesting. That's Gregory Croach.
I'll go with crotch. Yeah, that's yeah. Most people would pronounce that crouch, but crotch, sure. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is not fair. This is too much stupid. Oh, God. Alex, thank you for giving me a feeling of giddy, childish euphoria that I have not had since I was a child. This, oh, motherfucker. Crotch. Who gives, oh my God, you fucking tit. Ah.
Louise, despite all her experience exploring caves elsewhere in the world, is as godsmacked as I am. This place is huge and daylit, she says. Her face glazed with awe. So they find a secret cave with light coming into the top. This is gorgeous.
Here it goes.
That's interesting. That's Gregory Croach.
You know, hey, while you're at it, anything but how it's actually pronounced will work for comedy, I think. Oh, shit. Oh, God. We'd like to thank all the lawyers involved in the Sandy Hook trial for without their efforts and their continued perseverance, we would have never gotten to a moment like this where Alex Jones has fried his intellect with God knows what substances and caffeine and ephedrine and I don't know, Ozempic, whatever the fuck and Adderall he's burning down every goddamn day that would make him ask Ben, his hot pants wearing assistant, to put together graphics that would cover for this and choose, when asked, not just to show Alex Jones this so that he could misread it on the air, but show us as well, that so we could share in the fact that he sees gobsmacked in giant letters and says Godsmacked because he's a fucking moron, reads it a second time, and then thinks CROUCH spells crotch. Bless all of you for all the work you did for those families and to get us all to this moment. Shit.
All right, yeah, I'm godsmacked. And I'm enjoying it, but I kind of want it to go away because I got a broadcast to do.
That hurt. I don't. He just doesn't want it to go away. We can't let it go away. I hope it, Alex, I hope that state of blissful, pig-headed ignorance stays with you all your days, so that no matter when we needle drop into your stupid fucking show at any time in the future, whatever shape it may come in, that all of us can get as big of a laugh at your expense as we did here today on Hal Sparks' Megaworldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of the world. Oh. Oh, god damn, chat room. That was rough. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. I'm not kidding. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Oh, God. Whew. Man, that was just, Alex Jones, we salute you. Oh, I don't know anybody can top that. Nope. Nobody can, nobody else on our sorry, Maria Bartiromo can't top that. Can't top that. Boom. She's interviewing Melania Trump. Can't top that. Boom. All right. And then Pat Gray from The Blaze. Can't top that. Can't top that. Actually, he might. If anybody could come close, I think it's this motherfucker. Who, by the way, I know they let Pat Gray sleep in a dumpster at the Blaze. That's okay. Look, I understand why Stu and Glenn don't want to let him in the building. They have to do a show, and they obviously, fixed up part of the basement so he could come in through a small window, do his show, and crawl back out again. The question I have is, why do they roll him before he comes in? Why do they just have? Why do a bunch of people seemingly like rough him up? Not punch him and stuff, but just like manhandle him and fuck him up before he comes in and sits down, like just to wrinkle his shirt and fuck up his hair. Or is it that because he's wearing headphones, he doesn't understand that the cameras work? Now, look, I know what a lot of you are thinking. How dare you? Obviously, we could all learn a lot about clean living and aging well from Pat. But here he is, if I may. Let's get serious. Let's get serious about having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Gray, with his weird little show in the basement, with his his bullshit Tim Pool guitar that he doesn't play ever. And and his little button thing that Stephanie Miller has from for sound effects from the 90s, which I used to envy, and now now you got,
I think people saw that loud and clear.
You got all kinds of buttons where we can
Legal, yeah, look.
know what I mean? So I'm recovering from that last clip. I'll be all right. This is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris wears her hurricane coat, but has no clue what to do. Well, you tell her, Pat.
Kamala Harris has a new vice presidential crisis jacket. Is that what this is?
She sure does.
Yeah.
Okay.
About trying to look tough.
Let's check.
Oh, God. All right. Real quick. Is the rule on Pat Gray's show that you can only co-host if you look like you have to register when you move and you can't live within 500 yards of a school? There's not a single person on this show that doesn't scream panel van with no windows. But, who am I? I'm probably older than these guys too.
Check that out. There it is. Go. Wow, that's noticeable too. She made sure that
got the seal on it. Yes, she did.
It's a seal of the vice president. I don't know if I've ever seen the seal of the vice president.
Well, then, you know what? I know why. I think I know why. Pat, that's because the last vice president you gave a shit about was almost hung by his boss because he wasn't showing enough fealty, and his only job was apparently to stare longingly at Trump's butthole. So I don't even know that he got a nameplate on his desk.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, also, that's the criticism. She's there. She's on the ground going there, yep. And she's not throwing fucking paper towels at people. She's helping coordinate efforts just like the president was.
Isn't that what they... And I don't know if it's the same seal or not, but isn't that the seal that, always on the podium? When
yeah,
she's
it is the same
like
seal. Yes, it's the same
right?
seal, yes.
Okay, I just haven't noticed it, I guess.
Well, I'm glad we worked all that out. And so the big problem apparently is that there's a woman with that symbol on or near herself. That's going to be the issue. That she has jackets like that all over the fucking place.
Are we sure it's not the good housekeeping seal of approval?
Very well, maybe.
Maybe good housekeeping.
That's by the way, ladies, that one's for you. That's Pat reminding you who gets the good pussy. That's Pat. That's what Pat's saying. Ladies, sure that's not the good housekeeping seal of approval? Uh-huh. Daddy knows.
Being his seal.
What a fucking asshole.
Approval.
Yeah. They've just
She
endorsed
would
her.
actually get that.
I hope not. Agonizing.
Also, could your eyes get redder? Honestly, what do you do? Did somebody put bleach in your Visine? How fucked up do you have? What is that? Is it just maybe you're allergic to something in the Blaze basement?
Then she had a photo op moment before getting briefed in Georgia. Here is what that looked like.
Thank you all. Mayor, I am now listening. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Thank you for the press for joining us, and now we will excuse you from the room so we can get down to business. Okay, everybody.
Oh, wait. No, that's not a photo op moment, stupid. Those are video cameras. I know you don't understand that because you're stupid. But that was, they did this, Glenn did the exact same shit. This is them showing the moment between the press conference part of it and the meeting, where they actually got on with the work. They answered some questions, talked about what they're going to do, what they need to do, took some questions from the press, and then everybody left. And then they got down to business, which is what happens at all of these fucking things. The only difference is a brown lady doing it, and that's what makes them mad.
Thank you for the press for joining us, and now we will excuse you from the room so we can get down to business. Okay, everybody, thank you very much.
Yeah, see.
Head back this way, please.
Okay, that was riveting.
What the fuck is wrong with these guys? I'm seriously, and I don't mean these guys, just the guys on the show. I mean whoever the fuck, if there's anybody that watches this goddamn show. What the shit is that? Right? Now, keep in mind, I would like to say for the record, that this video has about the same number of views as my videos do. But their channel has 2 million subscribers. Let me say that again. I have just over 75,000 subscribers on YouTube. This channel has 2.04 million. So almost 2 million. Yeah. I can't see if that's a 4 or an M. It's very small. It's gray down there because it's very small. And it's yeah. So, but basically a little over 2 million, 40,000, something like that. It has 16,000 views. That's about what my videos get. Ballpark. It varies around. But I have 72 or 75.1 thousand subscribers. Doesn't that seem curious to anybody else? As far as like reach and yes, and 5 comments, right? Yeah, I think it's because my chat room fucking rules and I've got real viewers. And channels that have numbers like mine are actually real channels and everything else is puffery. They just buy a bunch of fucking, like bot view farms in India and Asia and just have them loop the videos for the main shows to puff up those numbers. So all of like Glenn Beck's numbers are probably equal, real numbers are probably equal to what this one gets. Maybe a little bigger because it's the flagship show, but not by much, and the rest of it's just horseshit. Just saying, it kind of stands out. Kind of very telling. It shouldn't be anywhere close. Like it should automatically, because they're in the feed, it should just, even if people scan by it and watch a minute of it, they'll get credit for the view. So it should be 150,000 minimum for almost all these videos. With that kind of, if any of them were real. Anywhere fucking close. Now, I can also see why people who watch The Blaze would, like him, throw bleach in their eyes if they had to watch this on the regular too. So there you go. But I just think that part stands out to me. Just saying.
All right.
No, so she goes to Georgia.
Yes.
Biden goes to North Carolina. I mean, we're just trying to show that we're all involved, all hands on deck.
Yeah, we're taking this seriously.
And Joe showed up in his, parka, with a sleeveless parka, right, without a presidential seal.
There's no such thing as a sleeveless parka, dum-dum. That's called a vest. It's always been a vest. It's not a parka.
Any of that. He did have the seal at the front of the chair he was sitting at when he sat down there when he came in for his briefing. But she gets the seal jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What the fuck are you talking about? Who gives where they are? They have a jacket with sleeves and a jacket without. If it's too hot, they have a vest. Who gives a shit? It's the president, the vice president. The fuck are you talking about? This is one of those things where, like, if the president has a dinner with dignitaries, suddenly it's a waste of taxpayer money. But if Donald Trump wants to bring his fucking golf buddies over and eat in the middle of the Lincoln bedroom, like on the finest china America has in the Smithsonian, they're like, hey man, he's the boss. He's fucking the real dude.
She's the one.
Yeah.
Right?
She is the one.
She is the one. She might as well be president right now. Because
I mean, it's embarrassing that we don't have a president, really.
We really do have a president. That's why the president was there and the vice president was there. We have a functioning administration that's doing their fucking job.
Really? We don't. And maybe that's a good...
Hold on one second. Somebody's... I didn't know people... We're atheists, now people who false... Okay. Yeah, learn to type, Blue Boy.
Thing right now. I don't know, until we can find somebody who can really do a good job with that position. So maybe we should be very thankful for the fact that Joe has effectively abandoned the presidency. And
what are you talking about? He was actually there. They're still negotiating a ceasefire. He's doing work every fucking day. For real. He's just not campaigning anymore, so you guys don't know what the fuck he does. And that's the thing. All right, this is actually very telling. This is kind of... Thank you, Pat, for being such a dumbass. You actually accidentally bring up a good point. That when the president isn't campaigning all the fucking time, we kind of forget about them when they're just doing their job. When they make news by getting to a point, or they seal a trade deal, or they sign a piece of legislation that's meaningful to us, we'll pay attention to it and that kind of stuff. But most of us have lives to live, and we want the government run well by somebody who we trust as far as their decision-making possibility in the long term, and it's working towards long-term goals, and we know that that's actually happening, right? And Biden, because he's not running right now, because all the tensions on Kamala as vice president, Biden's just doing a shit ton of fucking work in his final few months as president to accomplish a lot of the goals that he wants to, and secure his legacy as a president. And he doesn't have to campaign. So these motherfuckers don't know what the president, because they're Trumpies, they don't know what the president does except campaign and sign shit that, by the way, they didn't start. Because, again, Trump's tax break, again, the biggest tax break in the world, was fucking Mitch McConnell's tax plan. Been around forever. He didn't write it. He didn't think it up. He just wanted to sign one and just give me the biggest. Well, we already have that. We can't pass the biggest. This is the one. This is the biggest we can pass. Okay. That's what that was.
And she's not quite there either because she's out campaigning. So, good.
Yeah, you're right, Fisher. He's not wearing anything on his jacket.
Yeah, no.
He's not outside, you dumb motherfucker. He is wearing something. He's wearing an American flag pin, and he's got a goddamn seal in front of his podium, like the little table podium he's sitting at. Jesus Christ. Like, these guys, talk about fucking reaching.
Lapel.
When he got off the plane, he had his sleeveless...
Yeah, he did.
Right. And he didn't have a suit jacket on like he does for the fucking meeting. The hell are you guys on about? This is so odd.
Vest on or whatever.
By the way, when the fuck did Pat Gray and these other, like, basement dwellers fucking become the fashion police? Because that's really what this is, like... We're halfway into this clip about Kamala wears a hurricane coat, has no clue what to do. And all we're hearing about is what they wear or are allowed to wear as far as the symbols that are on them for the jobs they actually hold, that they were elected to do.
Where there was no seal or no FEMA on it, no president on it, nothing. It was just an old man in his parka.
Parka.
Wearing a parka in 80-degree heat?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a parka. He called it a parka because he is a parka. Like, literally, that is his genus and species. Parka, parkatus.
It was sleeveless.
Well,
so
you know,
cooled down.
the elderly do tend to get cold. I know that for myself. So you got to bundle
wheel
up.
them out in the sun.
Yep, you want to bundle up.
Wheel them out in the sun. But we found out that Biden is working hard getting people 50 Starlinks out there.
Yeah, while Trump has lined up 300 already.
Yeah, I mean, and Elon has sent over 1,000 already.
Yeah.
Just to
just to be a mensch.
Help with and admonishing fees. We're not just use them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean the Starlink that he puts up in the air using NASA's landing and takeoff pads and his government contracts to get them in the air? You mean those things? Right.
But Kamala yesterday she told us how much she's going to help the individuals.
Oh, this is the $750 direct infusion payment, as if that's the only thing they're doing. They're doing all the stuff you normally do and that.
That were harmed in this storm. And they're just opening up the wallet.
Cut 12.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected.
Wow, they're going to provide
has included. Right. Thank you. Yes. Included. On top of. Along with. In addition to. You lazy fucks.
Generational wealth for
the
people affected.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah. They're going to hand this. You're going to hand this down to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. This $750.
Yeah, this, by the way, this dig is so fucking lazy, but it's you have to understand, it's a necessary lie to carry this bullshit about how we gave $1 billion to immigrants that should go there. Not that Congress allocated more funds to the specific fund that deals with immigrant housing and support during a spike in the number of people that were here. Never mind that. That was extra money allocated by the Congress for that. This money, however, ran out because Congress didn't allocate enough and Republicans voted against it. They're also not, convening again so that they can add funding to the necessary money to pull for FEMA.
Will be in your family forever. Forget about it. None of you probably have to work ever again.
Never.
$750. Whoa.
Yeah, the amazing part is that you guys think that's it. Well, actually, I don't. Here's the thing. Pat's that stupid. Pat is, he's not as good a bullshit artist as Glenn is. Glenn's stupid, too. Stu is terrible at it. Stu, bless his heart, is accidentally honest a lot of the time. And when he's lying, it stinks. You can tell. It's really, he's very bad at hiding it. Glenn's a little better at hiding it, but he's mostly stupid. Pat is a fucking moron, and he might actually think this is true. But the other guys that work with him in his show know it isn't. They know that's not all that was given. They know that that's on top of a bunch of other assistance. They know that specific cash handed out to somebody just if they need to go to the store right now because their bank card doesn't work or whatever to buy baby formula and stuff like that right fucking now. And it's, they get it right away. They know this. Whether Pat knows it or not is a question, but since it's his responsibility to know it before he fucking talks about it, he's an asshole.
I know.
That is, if I'm not mistaken, the exact sum they provided the victims of the fire in Hawaii. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to send you $750.
Which they just reported was an accident, by the way. It got started, it was a power line accident.
Yeah, I saw that.
By the way,
great.
in
By
Maui.
the way, yeah.
So, side note. Plus, also,
And so it wasn't Jewish space lasers. It was an accident because of a power line. Gee, it's almost like we need better regulations in terms of power lines and power companies to make sure something like that doesn't happen because of the catastrophic effect it had on people's lives.
I mean, I was looking at this breakdown. We give over $1 billion, almost $2 billion to Ethiopia, $1,600,000 to Jordan,
okay,
$1,400,000 to Egypt.
Wait, we're giving $1.6 billion to Jordan.
$1 billion to Afghanistan.
By the way, a lot of this is military aid, and the money we give to Afghanistan, that started under Trump and stayed. It's been going this entire time, and it's mainly for like food aid, so people don't starve to death. But fuck Jesus, I guess is what they're trying to tell you.
$1 billion to Somalia, $1 billion to Yemen, because Yemen. 987.
Well, our close personal friends in Yemen really deserve that money, right?
$987 million.
To fight back against the Houthis, who are trying to stop all shipping going through the Red Sea, who are firing on civilian ships, and the Yemenis were working with them because the Houthis are the actual enemy in this situation. Yeah, maybe.
The Congo, $896 million to Syria. And it says here on this report, 9,000 per illegal immigrant that has entered the U.S. And I would venture to say that it would be more than that, really. But
yeah, obviously, you believe every other number on their sight unseen, but that one's got to be a lie.
But
seems way too low.
Okay. But thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you're welcome.
Thanks for the $750.
Sure.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. Sorry. Harry. Let's go. Make it more specific. 2021, okay, FEMA's $10 million for the first 3 years. FEMA's disaster budgetary relief fund. Let's see. Let's go to here. Go to this. And we'll go to... Let's see, relief on monthly reports. State disaster funding and Biden knows FEMA spending. Okay, there we go. This would be in just a real quick couple of things. One is this. This is from 2021. Biden doubles FEMA spending that prepares for climate disasters. In a visit to the Federal Emergency Management Agency's headquarters on Monday, President Joe Biden announced he would add $1 billion to the budget, agency's budget, aiding communities preparing for natural disasters such as climate change, worsens the storms and wildfires that hit the United States, and extends their season further into the year. Now is the time to get ready for the busiest time of the year for disasters in America. This is 2021. They did the same thing in 2022 and 2023. They did this every year. They keep doing it. And no, FEMA isn't giving people impacted by Hurricane Helene just $750. A FEMA disaster relief program does offer victims $750, but it's not FEMA's only program. Hurricane Helene survivors can apply for many others. Hurricane Helene made landfall as massive. Okay, hundreds remaining missing. Here we go. Let's see. Some people on social media have argued that the federal government isn't doing enough to help. A post viewed over 12 million times on X claims Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will be getting just $750, courtesy of FEMA. Similar. Okay, the question, is that the case? No. False. What we found. In one form of disaster relief assistance offered by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA does provide people with $750 to be used for food and essentials. However, disaster victims can also apply for and receive multiple other forms of assistance. One type of assistance that is often approved quickly after you apply is serious needs assistance, which is $750 to help pay for essential items like food, baby formula, breast feeding supplies, medication, other emergency supplies. FEMA says its rumor response webpage, there are many other forms of assistance you may qualify to receive once you apply for disaster assistance. As your application continues to be reviewed, you may still receive additional forms of assistance for other needs such as temporary housing and home repair costs. Serious needs assistance was one of the 2 new disaster relief programs FEMA began offering this year after it added new benefits and made it easier for disaster survivors to apply for help. The other new program is displacement assistance, which pays for a victim's hotel or motel stay while they work on their long-term housing plan. FEMA, this also is part of the response to the wildfires in Hawaii. FEMA offers many other programs for disaster relief beyond just these 2 programs, some of which include home repair replacement assistance, rental assistance, personal property assistance to repair or replace things like appliances and computers, medical and dental assistance to cover the cost of disaster-related injuries, funeral assistance, and child care assistance. People can apply for disaster relief through disasterassistance.gov, the FEMA app, a disaster recovery center location, or by calling them at the number 1-800-621-3362. On October 4th, FEMA announced it has provided $45 million in relief thus far. This includes 23 million people in Florida, 17 million in housing and other types of assistance to people in North Carolina, and 4.5 million to people in South Carolina. While many on social media claiming it's not happening, blah, 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 and it's not enough, the recovery needs, and blah, blah, blah. And between 1992 and 2021, nearly 3/4 of the disaster relief funds money has come from supplemental appropriations. According to the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, that would be why they want to, pull people back in and have the Congress add more money supplementally. They keep doing it. This is because, quite frankly, 2016 to 2020 was the most expensive 5 years of hurricanes we've ever experienced. Just saying. And this was FEMA reforming individual assistance. Let me stretch this out. New benefits and streamlined processes to help disaster survivors. We made major changes in our individual assistance programs to address historic challenges faced by disaster survivors. These include flexible funding provided directly to survivors when they need it most, expanded eligibility for people to help people recover faster, simplified application process to meet survivors' individual needs, easier to navigate websites to apply for assistance in transitional shelter. Here's the flexible funding, expanded eligibility. There's the stuff on here, simplified application process. They come to you. Remove barriers for late applicants, simplify the process for appeals, streamline temporary housing assistance applications. There's a one-pager on the whole thing. You can listen to a podcast about it. Enhance FEMA disasterassistance.gov and transitional sheltering assistance websites, all here. Improving the transitional sheltering assistance website. There it is. And then you can go to the TSA locator site. Need to find where you got to go? Enter your FEMA registration number. They'll give you one when you've filled out your thing, and then they'll show you where to go. Search for a hotel. Call the hotel before you go, and they will cover the cost of room, taxes, and pet fees. That's right. FEMA, beyond the $750 cash they're giving you, they will cover your hotel stay until you're able to arrange for long-term, living conditions. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is what giving a shit looks like. Unlike our dear friends over at The Blaze, who couldn't give 2 shits about anything. Least of all, each other or people who are the victims of any kind of emergency, including those that are climate related, because they definitely can't even allow themselves to pretend they give a fuck about that. That said, thank you guys for being here for a wonderful show. If I do say so my damn self. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, patreon.com/HalSparks. And don't forget the Hal Sparks podcast, Megaworldwide. Get my subscription numbers up in any way you can. If you do a podcast, if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can go find it and then just click on it and subscribe to it, and that would really help and get Ron off my back. by people liking the show and listening to it. And it's one of the other ways I could pay for the show without hiding anything behind a paywall, which I refuse to do. So to our wonderful guests tonight, who all have a lot in common. Pat Gray, that fucking cretin that sits next to him all the time, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even want to look because it means looking him up, and it's Alex Jones and Anna Kasparian, who, insofar as I know, are the same person, and are on the same sexual attractiveness scale, because I fall in love with souls, and if you don't have one, that said, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Thank you, Big Hook, and everybody. That's just wonderful. Hold on. I don't know that I have a cat right outside the door, but I will check because we've had such a good time tonight. I feel a responsibility. There's a chance that Chip, he's been sleeping upstairs, but there's a chance he might be on the stairs, and I will go look. Let me see. Yeah, Alex and Anna need a show together. Nope, sorry. They're all upstairs and they're all surrounding Summer, and if I run in there, they will be uncomfortable. So we will have another kitty tomorrow night. I will arrange for a kitty. We'll see if we can get Molly down here. She takes the most work. That's a lot. I have to wait until she has to poo, because this is the big time, folks. I want you to know this. I'm big time, all right? And my office, where I do this show, the green screen right here, which only goes so far, is right next to where the cats go poo. And sometimes, if they're really into it, I can hear it, and sometimes during the show, smell it. So if there's ever a time where you're like, geez, he seems like he's pausing a lot, it's because I'm afraid I'm either having a stroke or we need to change Murphy's food. But again, to Alex Jones, a hearty and wholehearted fuck you, you garbage piece of shit, and I cannot wait till your desk goes up for auction.